Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares, adding joy and stretching our imagination. Clover, for the love of cheese.
Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back. Now it is Africa Day and we're celebrating it with a bang of flavor. Oxtail is a much-loved meat speciality, especially in South Africa. And so for our menu, our chefs have prepared a slow-braised oxtail with the elite taste of Clover cheese in a scrumptious croquettes. Now you have promised our corner to elevate our traditional favorites, and girl, you're doing exactly that. Tell us, what do we need to put this together?
All right, so with this one, we are making potato croquettes with a nice cheesy center. And also, it is like a great alternative to just making like dumplings or to making something quite heavy. This is like a really quick fix.
Love.
Right? So you need your mashed potatoes, a little bit of flour, some eggs, some milk, and also some chives there just to give it like a little bit of oomph of flavor.
All right, and I'm keeping it proudly South African again, Bali, because I'll be prepping the biltong that's going to go into this recipe. And then we're also going to grate in some of that cheese that you talked about, that elite flavor. So all I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to get started here. And you said are we drying it out? Are we frying the biltong? What exactly am I doing?
So we basically just want to soften the biltong.
Okay.
So we can also, you know, just add in a little bit of oil, not too much, because you don't want to make the croquettes too rich, because we still have the milk, we still have the eggs, and also that delicious cheese.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And the fact that we're using Clover cheese in this recipe, just to be that binding agent of the croquettes, to me is that eliteness that we promise every time. But another quick, interesting fact is that oxtail is usually served with dumplings, but thanks to Clover, our croquettes have that elite taste that will just change it and make it even more elite, even more decadent.
Exactly, Balis, and that's why I've decided today we're going to go with the Clover tasses. The different kinds of flavors that Clover does is that you've got the Gouda, you've got the tasses, you've got the cheddar. Yes. So depending on how sharp you want your cheese to be or how mellow you want it to be, the one thing you can always know is that it's 100% milk product. So you don't have to worry about what goes into there. So all I'm going to do today is I'm going to grate up this cheese. It's going to go into the center of our croquettes with the flavors of the biltong and the flavors of the spring onion and chives that you've got over there. I actually cannot wait to start indulging in these dishes already.
This is very interesting as well, Akona, because not only are we enjoying good biltong, which is easy to snack on, but as South Africans, we love ourselves some oxtail too. So when it comes to putting together a good oxtail, that is a labor of love.
Yeah.
Talk to me through that process. How long does it normally take for those of us who don't have pressure cookers?
So if you don't have a pressure cooker, it will take about maybe 2 hours on a really slow heat to break down those connective tissues on the meat and also to soften the meat on the bone. And you get this juicy, you know, end product that is so hearty and so warm and very importantly, South African.
I love that. And I love a fall off the bone oxtail. So if you're gonna have a fall off the bone oxtail, you need that starch. You need something to also hold those flavors, hold those different juices and the sauces that come from that too. And then that's also where the croquettes come along. Now, for those who might think this might be a little overwhelming, biltong cheese croquettes with some oxtail, talk to me.
No, Palisa, we're talking about flavor. And the one thing I love about South African flavors is you can pack them into the same dish and they all just worked well together. Yeah. You get the nice saltiness of that biltong. You get the nice mellowness of that Clover cheese in there. You've got that nice, beautiful flavor of the spring onion. If you put it all together, it just works beautifully. And that's what I love. You know, we come together as a people, and so should our dishes.
That's essentially what, for me, Africa Day means.
Yeah.
We are celebrating Africa Day, and we're celebrating here in the kitchen with our Tuesday masterclass. But if you can see just all around studio in our kitchen, we have got artworks with that beautiful African figure being celebrated time and time again. We've got some beautiful statues here. Not only that, we also decided within our fashion, we decided to jazz it up and Africanize it. Is that a word?
It is. I think we're making it a word today. I think we're definitely making it a word today.
It's approved. So what I'm doing now is that biltong that we've just toasted up right now, I'm not going to put it in whole. I'm actually just going to chop it up so that it works into those croquettes, because what you want is you want to have a bite of everything in a single bite, right? So I'm going to chop it out into nice small pieces, and then once I've done that, we're going to put it all together and then start frying up our croquettes and make these beautiful golden. I love how you actually zhuzhed it up, because who would have thunk croquettes and oxtail, you know?
Yes, it is a very good pairing where you've got this hearty meal and you also have this crunchy, texture of, your croquettes.
Now, going down to that recipe, you have now incorporated the flour within the potato. You've got your cheese in there. We believe we use the tassas today.
Correct.
And then when it comes to adding the other elements, can you talk me through that?
So the other elements would now be just the seasoning that you would add towards the end, because you still have that raw egg in the mix. So whenever you have, an egg in the recipe, always include seasoning, because you don't want a, very eggy dish without any seasoning at all. Thank you, Tumi.
All right, Chef. So now that you've done that, do you want to just show us how you shape these croquettes?
Yes.
Because we've got some that we've made a little bit earlier here, which have been shaped into nice long logs. Is a croquette determined by the size or determined by the shape, or is it literally just something that's fried?
So I would say it depends on you, how big you want to make your croquettes. But I always say, if you've never made croquettes before, always start small, because it could come up, literally come apart as it's frying off, and you always want to make sure that your heat is on a nice, low, moderate heat.
I love that. And did we just go with the traditional kind of crumbs here, just for that coating?
Yes. We've kept it simple. We've got flour, we've got some eggs, and we've got some breadcrumbs. So, Chef, do you want to just show us again how exactly we're going to shape these?
So basically,
let me get some as well.
Alrighty.
We're going to get busy with
Cool.
you.
Let's do this together. Okay, so with these croquettes, you just want to take maybe about 20, 30 grams.
Okay.
You don't want it too big, otherwise it's going to fall apart in your deep fryer. And you just want to roll them up into a nice oblong shape or into a log, and then you'll basically coat them in your flour first.
Okay.
Right, and then once you're done, and you want to do all of them all at the same time, rather than doing one by one, because your hands are going to definitely get dirty.
Okay.
Right, roll them in your flour, and then you're going to crack an egg into a bowl, whisk it up with a little bit of milk, coat that, and then into your breadcrumbs, and then goes into your fryer.
Well, whilst we're putting on those finishing touches, making sure our croquettes come out perfect every time. Now that's elite taste. To get the recipe, head over to afternoonexpress.co.za.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares, adding joy and stretching our imagination. Clover, for the love of cheese.
Made with love by Clover.
If I was allowed to, I'd be licking my fingers because that looks absolutely delectable. But Chef, what can we expect when we return?
So next time we are going to be doing our beautiful oxtail dish, and then we are going to finish it off with an amazing croquette mix, and we're going to, serve it up and have like a really, really nice feasty meal.
Beautiful. Yeah. Another thing that I'm looking forward to, we are bringing the flavors of Ichisa Nyama to the Afternoon Express kitchen. So we're going to be making amagwinya with boerewors and that chakalaka.